For some reason, him getting burnt brought me satisfaction. I used to work at a cafe, and this is still the wildest customer interaction I've ever had. It was a typical Monday, except we were so busy. The line was moving out of the door, the tickets were stacked, the espresso machine was moving at the speed of a turtle with coffee addiction, and a guy walks up who's already angry like he showed up looking for a fight. He ordered a coffee and pays, then he immediately starts tapping the counter as if he's trying to get our attention. After maybe 30 seconds, he goes loudly, "Is anybody actually working back there?" I tell him calmly that we're busy and it'll be a couple minutes, and that's when he snapped. He started yelling about how this would never happen at Starbucks, how we're incompetent, and how I personally ruined his entire day. He's pointing at us, pacing, doing the whole performance. Everybody in the line is staring, and my manager is watching from the back. I try to de-escalate the situation, but he cuts me off and says, "Just give me my goddamn coffee. How hard is it?" So I finally hand him the cup, fresh off the machine, lid on, clearly marked hot. He yanks it out of my hand mid-rant, still yelling, and immediately squeezes the cup way too hard. The lid pops off and the hot coffee spills onto his hands and his wrists. Instant switch. He goes from yelling at me to yelling at the universe. "Ow, what is this? Why is it so hot?" "Sir, it's coffee," I told him. He drops the coffee, starts pacing again, shaking his hand, and now accusing us of trying to hurt him. My manager rushes over, gives him ice, and tells him to sit down. Then he says the word that every single employee dreads. I think I need an ambulance. And because policy is policy, we call paramedics. So now this guy who gave us 5 minutes of screaming about slow service is sitting down in the corner with an ice pack, surrounded by EMTs, while the entire cafe watches in dead silence. One of the paramedics asked him what happened, and he said, "I grabbed my coffee and it burned me." The paramedic looks at the cup on the floor and goes, "Yeah, coffee does that." They leave, he leaves, no apology, and no coffee. The next customer walks up, looks at me and goes, "Rough day?" And I told him, "You have no idea." She then tips me $10 and said, "Guess karma doesn't need a manager."